Hello everyone, this is Marianne back again. Lovely to meet you before face to face. We're back to focusing on our cards and also focusing on our intuition, activating our intuition as well. Tonight I want to, because we're so close to the midterms, I want to look at will there be a blue wave? Now I've read sort of around this. I've read I've looked at key races like yesterday. I looked at the key Senate races, and I've also looked at individual ones as well. I kind of in the past have seen there will be a wave. I'm not sure if it will be a tsunami, but there will be a strong result for the Democrats. I've also said don't underestimate the Republicans as well. There's been a lot of voter suppression, and we'll ask tonight if Russia's hacking the machines. I hope they're not. In the past, when I looked at that, I didn't actually see. I didn't see a lot of hacking. I saw it was perhaps more aging machines. But we'll look at that again tonight. I think that's pretty pertinent. So I'll look at, will there be a blue wave? Why? What the result will be for the GOP? How will Trump try and spin it regardless? And will the machines be hacked by the Russians? Let's just focus back on the Russians. We'll see what we've got time to do, but let's see how we move through. I'm just going to open up to Spirit. I did do a little bit of this before I pressed the on button, and I said, will there be a blue wave? And the answer was yes. I'm kind of cautious here because I don't, before when I did that reading, it showed there would be a wave and a strong result, but not so much a tsunami. But I'm just going to ask again, all right? So I'm getting prayers, and I'm getting the flame of inspiration as well, divine inspiration. That's kind of telling me the prayers are being heard. Okay, that's what it's telling me. Okay, so we'll go to the cards. Will there be a blue wave for the Democrats? Will the Democrats come out with a strong result in the midterms? Will there be a strong result for the Democrats in the midterms? Will there be a strong result for the Democrats in the midterms? Okay, the Chariot comes forward with action. Okay, action and quick action and strong action. Okay, so we're looking at quite a strong result for the Democrats. It's coming in with a lot of strength. Okay, the Chariot is that card. It is the card of strength. I'm using my Arcanum deck tonight, and I quite like the fact that this card has a lot of blue around it. Okay, the Seven of Cups, which is the focus of the reading, is why is the Chariot coming forward with such strong action? The Seven of Cups is it's actually about abuse and issues, and some people read this as an illusion card. People are sick of the abuse. They're sick of the illusions. They're sick of being lied to. Okay, so we've got this strong result coming forth. All these cups are sitting in water, I might add. The Chariot is sitting in water. We're talking about a wave. Okay, and then we've got the Queen of Pentacles, who's coming forward as being this resourceful person, and also that there's new growth coming as well. We can see this new growth at the sides of these cards. It's also the card of fertility and growth. Okay, so there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential coming out of the midterms for the Democrats. And then the focus of the reading is the Five of Swords. Now, I think this is the theft and the voter suppression coming forward. I really did caution at the start of this reading against underestimating the Republicans, and I think this card is saying that this is the card of theft, trying to get away. This is the card of bullying and abuse of power, I guess, and abuse of relationships. So that's there for us as a caution. I actually don't think that's going to apply across the board. I think in some states where we have our hopes pinned on certain outcomes, I think be mindful of just how dirty the Republicans have been. But we asked if there was a blue wave, and this is new beginnings, okay? There's definitely going to be a new beginning after the midterms because the Democrats are going to have a strong result. Will it be a tsunami? Will it be a huge blue wave? I think it's going to be very strong. I really do. I think it's going to give the House back to the Democrats. That's what I've always said. I'm not sure about the Senate. I really am not. But this reading is consistent with what I've seen in the past. It is definitely saying, viewers, we're in for a new beginnings. Okay, the midterms will be the line in the sand, and there will be new beginnings after this. So there is this wave. There's very strong action. Is that a blue wave? Yes, indeed it is. Okay, it's happening. It's going to be a very strong result for the Democrats. No doubt about that reading. Just a caution there. In some parts of the country, this voter suppression, these dirty tricks, they're going to have a bit of a cut through, but it's not really going to deter the overall result, which is a blue wave for the Democrats. A very strong outcome for them and new beginnings. All right. So we'll just quickly ask, why are people turning to the Democrats? Of course, we know this, but it doesn't hurt to ask again, because I'm quite sure we'll see Donald Trump in this reading. I'll just give the cards a quick shuffle. Okay. What's the reason behind the blue wave? Okay, what's the reason for the strong result for the Democrats? What is the reason behind the strong result for the Democrats? Okay, new starts. Everybody wants a new start. Oh, that's a beautiful card. Look at it. I mean, there's this lovely blue ocean behind us, blue sky, blue everything, and this new relationships, new proposals, newness coming forward. This is the new beginnings. And the focus of that, the Nine of Wands, is I think this is keeping and maintaining boundaries, and this is testing our courage and persistence. This is Trump. This is why I asked why. What is the reason? And that is because we want boundaries we want accountability. We want boundaries between Trump and the democratic institutions. We want boundaries between Trump and the damage he can do on the world stage. We want Trump. We want boundaries between, what the Republicans and indeed led by Trump, this hate speech and rhetoric. And it's also the card of courage, okay? It's saying that we all have to be courageous. We all have to be persistent, because there's a real persistence aspect to this card. Okay, the Hierophant judgment, this is why, okay? Why this is happening. It's because the Trump and the Republicans are being judged, and they're being judged at the highest level, okay? At the divine level, and at the human consciousness level, at the equality level, these higher ideals are coming forward, and that's the judgment coming for them. And the world, this is endings. There has to be a completion of this chapter in the US history. That has to end, and the eyes of the world are upon the midterms, and it is all about endings there. Endings of the Republican majority, certainly in the House, and the victory card. Gosh, wow, I love these cards. Okay, so that's why. All right, there has to be victory because there has to be new starts. Trump has just really he's been absolutely tragic, a tragic, I guess, element of history, and it's time for it to end. It's certainly like karma as well. Karma, an element of karma is coming forward. So what will be the result for the GOP? Now we've got to remember that they, when we look at those mid-states, my readings have said that some of those sitting Democratic senators might be in trouble for one reason or another. Heidi Heitkamp was one. There are a couple of others that may. I felt that with the Senate that, they might lose 2 and pick up 3. It's like there's loss and there's victory there for the Democrats in the Senate. So what will be the result for the GOP? What can we expect there? Let's try and have a good look at what can we expect for the Republicans in terms of the midterms? How will they do in the midterms? Okay. All right, let's have a look at that. Okay, the Queen of Cups comes forward. This is the card of healing. Okay, there needs to be healing after the GOP has had the majority, I think, for 8 years now in the House and the Senate. This is about judgment and divine judgment against the GOP. It doesn't look like they're, going to be very happy at all after the midterms. The 8 of Wands, action and things happening very quickly, illusion and delusion. It seems to me that the GOP will expect victory in the midterms, but indeed that's just not going to happen. There's going to be an element of illusion and delusion about how they're going to spin what happens in the midterms. And the Queen of Pentacles, again, this is the Democrat. This came up in the last reading. Okay, in terms of the GOP, what will be the result for the GOP? It's not looking good at all. It's just saying again that this judgment is coming down and the country needs to heal, and that the illusion and delusion is what has been the veil that has been put or that I guess has been pushed forward by the GOP around telling the truth, I guess. And some of the things that they've brought forward, which haven't been good for the country and haven't been good for the world. Could also be a reference to the illusion around I guess denying there's no collusion with Russia or no conspiracy with Russia. They've been really waving their wand and trying to delude people. So, on that note, how will Trump spin it? How will the Republicans spin it? What is Mitch McConnell going to be saying? What's Paul Ryan going to be saying? What is Trump going to be saying about the strong result that's coming forward for the Democrats? Let's just see what we can see. If we go to the day after the midterms, what is Trump doing? How's he spinning this? Wasn't my fault is straight away comes to mind or comes out of my mouth. The responsibility again is on the individual candidates. Okay, I did my best. I was at rally after rally after rally after rally. At the end of the day, the crowds turned up for me. The rest was up over to the candidate. They didn't obviously put the work in that was needed, and that's not my fault. Okay, so that's kind of the okay, yeah, and I'm also getting that they will point to their strong, to any individual results, strong results. They might win against a Democratic sitting senator, and they'll be pushing that. But at the end of the day, behind closed doors, I can see Trump with his arms folded and he's just shaking his head. He is shocked. He is rocked. He didn't expect this because this is a person with such I guess, tremendous arrogance and hubris that he really can't see the woods for the trees. He can't see. All he sees is this crowd in front of him that's chanting, lock her up, lock her up. He is delusional, and that card came forward in the last reading. So I guess, that card of the Seven of Swords, the theft and the abuse and bullying, representing perhaps what we had to watch for, the voter suppression and let's have a look at whether Russia is hacking the voting machines. I think we've got to actually look at that. Yeah, they're definitely trying. I just got this image of Putin just sort of with a smile on his face, and he's nodding as if to say, yeah, well, of course we're going to try. Will they be successful? Is Russia hacking the voter machines? Will they be successful? Are they interfering with the voting machines? Will they be successful? Yeah. I don't think so, but anyway. New beginnings, no, they won't be successful. Temperance is balance. That's what's coming forward. If they were hacking the machines and delivering a victory to Trump, we certainly wouldn't be pulling the balance card. The Queen of Wands is this inspirational person coming forward. No. Putin, unfortunately, Putin's day is gone, although we've got the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is this mastering one's craft and leaving a body of work. That's a little bit of a worry, that card. It could be that they are trying. And the Ten of Swords are complete and painful endings. That's not the card for the hacking of the voting machines. That's more for Russia. Because we've got new beginnings come forward. I've felt for quite some time Russia's day is gone. Putin has no longer the influence that he had at one point. And I think that's around financial. These sanctions have really bitten into his power, really, to interfere and mobilise across the globe. He's a little bit, even though, I mean, obviously you wouldn't underestimate him, but I think Putin's got his own troubles. He's got his own battles. Is this Ten of Swords, is that in relation to Russia? Russia won't have the influence. Can we have some clarity, Spirit? Illusions and delusions. Seven of Cups. Too many choices, commitment. Well, that is issues and abuse. I guess we have to say these cards have a mixture of results. It might be that there are some machines which are compromised, but it's not widespread. Okay, that's where I'll come out. It's not widespread because there are new beginnings. The Democrats have a strong finish in the midterms, strong result in the midterms. There's balance coming forward. There's inspiration coming forward. There's also indicating that there are forces that may be trying to hack some machines. They may be successful in some areas. Because we've got this delusion card, but also this is also abuse of the system, almost abuse of the integrity of the voting machines. So it could be that some may be impacted, but it's not going to really impact the result at all. It's not going to impact the result of the midterms. The Democrats, it's new beginnings for Congress, new beginnings for the country, new beginnings for the world. Okay, so we go to the next day, and we already know about what neo-Nazis and alt-right, Trump's base, what they are capable of. I just want to see if there's going to be any protests against the results in the midterms. I can see obviously this coming forward in social media and online platforms for the alt-right. It's going to come forward on Facebook. There's going to be this, it's hate, it's really more of the same of what we've seen, but they're actually going to, I can see this sort of protests. I actually can see some protests. Because I just see these, these men. Remember Charlottesville? Was it? Where they were coming forward with these staffs. It seems to me there, and I have seen that battle card a lot. It seems to me there will be protests. I don't know why there would be protests, because the GOP controls controls Congress and has the presidency. So there's nothing for them to be protesting against, really. But let's just see what's the environment like. the day after the midterms when the Democratic result is known. Will there be any protesting or violence post-midterms? Protesting, violence by the Republicans most post-midterms. Will there be any violence or protests post-midterms? Okay. Secrets will be revealed. Okay, that's more likely to be the environment post midterms. The Ten of Cups is it's the support. It's a new era. It's I guess it's this card, this family, this happy, this future oriented. I guess atmosphere post midterms. I haven't seen any battle cards yet. The Hierophant, again, judgment will be brought forward post midterms. Here is the Queen of Pentacles, this resourceful person. This again, this is associated with the Democrats. I'm not seeing any battle cards. I do see the Four of Pentacles is actually being, it's fearing change and it's holding on to one's resources and money. So it's liable that the Republicans are actually going to be the threat here, the actual Congress people, the congressmen, congresswomen. The Republicans in Congress are going to be the problem, and their donors and the lobbyists. It's going to be that whole DC kind of scene. But look, here's the Justice card. Okay, so whatever they might get up to try and hold their influence, it's just not going to work because the Justice card is there for them. I just want to check once more. Will there be any battles, protests, violence post midterms? The Chariot, which is things happening really quickly. I think people are more likely in the world, the ending of the Republican reign. People are more likely, and grief and anxiety for the Republicans. People are more likely going to be in a bit of shock. That's what these cards are telling us. And I think this is also Trump as well. So I'm not seeing any battle cards at this point. I do see some dirty tricks possibly from the Republicans. I don't know how that's going to pan out. We'll have to look at that when it happens. But they're fearing the change. They're fearing the change, and there is grief and anxiety. But there's the Justice card, okay? And there's secrets being revealed, and there's happiness for the majority of Americans, more future-oriented, more positive about the future following the midterms. Okay, readers, that's my reading. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for your kind support and, your very warm messages that you do send. I will have a look at... I'll probably go back and have a look at some of the readers' questions quickly in the morning, which you'll get hopefully in front of the midterms. But this is kind of our blue wave update. A strong result for the Democrats, but watch the Republican dirty tricks there. Won't make any difference at the end of the day. The blue wave is coming, whether or not it's a tsunami or a strong blue wave. In any case, it's coming with a strong result for the Democrats in the midterm elections. And a very worried Donald Trump post-midterms. Thank you, viewers.